Have you ever wondered what makes a society truly great? Is it wealth? Military power? Or is it something deeper, something woven into the very fabric of its laws and values? Today, we journey back in time, not just to ancient Greece, but to a city-state that stood apart from all others, Sparta. And we'll explore the story of its legendary lawgiver, Lycurgus, and his radical masterpiece, the Great Rhetra. Now, when you think of Sparta, what comes to mind? Fierce warriors in bronze helmets, right? The famous 300 holding the line at Thermopylae. That image is powerful, but it's only part of the story. The real question is, how did they become like that? What forged this unique, disciplined, and formidable society? The answer, according to the Spartans themselves, lies with one man, Lycurgus. Here's the thing about Lycurgus. He's a bit of a mystery. Was he a real historical figure? A king, a god, or a collection of legends rolled into one? Historians have debated this for centuries. But for the Spartans, he was absolutely real. He was the visionary who traveled the world, studying the laws of Crete and Egypt, seeking the perfect system to cure Sparta of its internal sickness. You see, before Lycurgus, Sparta was a mess. It was plagued by inequality, luxury, and constant strife between the rich and the poor. Sound familiar? Lycurgus saw that this division would ultimately destroy the city. So, he devised a revolutionary plan, a set of unwritten laws and customs known as the Great Rhetra. The word Rhetra literally means the saying or the pronouncement, and it was said to have been given to him directly by the oracle of Apollo at Delphi. This divine stamp of approval was crucial. It meant these weren't just Lycurgus's ideas. They were the will of the gods. So, what was in this Great Rhetra? Its core principle was radical equality, or *eunomia*, good order. To achieve this, Lycurgus started with the most divisive issue of all, land and wealth. He persuaded the citizens to pool all their land together and then redivide it into equal plots for every Spartan family. Imagine that. Suddenly, the massive gap between the super-rich and the desperately poor was erased. Everyone started on a level playing field, but redistributing land wasn't enough. Lycurgus knew that wealth could be accumulated in other ways. So, he got creative. He abolished all gold and silver currency. Instead, he introduced a new form of money, massive, heavy iron rods. They were bulky, difficult to transport, and had very little intrinsic value outside of Sparta. This brilliant move instantly made hoarding wealth pointless and foreign trade nearly impossible. It cut Sparta off from the corrupting influences of luxury and greed that he saw in other cities. The focus was no longer on personal enrichment, but on the good of the state. Next, Lycurgus tackled social life. He instituted the famous *Syssitia*, or common messes. All Spartan men were required to eat their meals together in public dining halls. They ate the same simple food, most famously a black broth that other Greeks found disgusting. This wasn't just about diet, it was about building unbreakable bonds. By eating together every single day, they shared stories, forged friendships, and learned from their elders. The mess hall became a second family, a place where every man was equal and accountable to his peers. This camaraderie was the bedrock of the Spartan phalanx, the military formation that would become the most feared in the ancient world. Of course, to create these ideal citizens, you have to start young. And this is where the ***, the infamous Spartan education system, comes in. From the age of 7, all Spartan boys left their homes to be raised by the state. The *** was less about reading and writing and more about discipline, endurance, and loyalty. They were taught to withstand pain, to live off the land, and to always put the group before the individual. It was a harsh, unforgiving system, but its goal was singular, to produce the perfect Spartan soldier-citizen. The Great Rhetra also established Sparta's unique political structure. It wasn't a pure monarchy, an aristocracy, or a democracy. It was a mix of all three, a brilliant system of checks and balances. You had two kings who served as military and religious leaders. You had the Gerousia, a council of 28 elders over the age of 60 who proposed laws and acted as a supreme court. And you had the Apella, the assembly of all male citizens who would vote on the proposals from the Gerousia. They wouldn't debate, but simply shout their approval or disapproval. It was a system designed for stability and consensus, not endless political bickering. Later, a fifth element was added, the ephors, 5 officials elected annually who held immense power, even over the kings, ensuring no single part of the government became too dominant. Now, was this system perfect? Far from it. It was built on the backs of the helots, a subjugated population who worked the land and had no rights. The lives of women, while freer than in other Greek cities, were still primarily focused on bearing strong children for the state. And the system's rigidity eventually became a weakness. By refusing to adapt, Sparta ultimately declined. But the legacy of Lycurgus and the great Rhetra is undeniable. For centuries, it created a society of unparalleled stability, discipline, and military prowess. It was a radical experiment in social engineering that prioritized the collective over the individual, duty over desire, and simplicity over luxury. It forced an entire people to ask themselves what they truly valued. Lycurgus' story is a powerful reminder that the laws and customs we live by are not set in stone. They are choices. He chose to build a society based on equality, discipline, and communal strength. And in doing so, he created a legend that has fascinated and inspired people for thousands of years. The tale of Sparta isn't just about warriors. It's about a bold vision for a different way of life, a vision given form by the great Rhetra. What do you think? Could a system like Sparta's ever work today? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about this incredible piece of history. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the ancient world, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that shaped our world. See you next time.